Good morning students, welcome all. In our last video, we have seen the characteristics of the planet. In that video, we had seen the five characteristics of the planet. Remaining five characteristics of the planet will be discussed over here. So, on the page number 143 in your book, there is a sixth characteristics of the planet is given, that is object oriented. First of all, we have know the meaning of the planning. What is the meaning of the planning? It is the functions to see roadmap of the future. It is the functions to see what will be done in the future. This is called the planning. So your planning should be object oriented. For example, if you want to achieve something in your life, and if you decided your goal, at that time it becomes your objective, it becomes your goal. In each and every objective, in each and every organization, there must be some goal, and each and every activity related to planning must be done according to the objective. For example, if you want to go somewhere, if you want to go Rajkot, at that time, what is your objective? Here, your objective is to reach the Rajkot. What you have to do to reach the Rajkot? You have to step out in the bus of the Rajkot or any vehicle. Which vehicle reach you on the Rajkot? For example, if you want to reach Rajkot and you step out in the, you stepping in the Porbandar bus, at that time you will not reach Rajkot ever. So, in your business organization also, if you want to achieve your business objective specifically, at that time your planning should be done as per the objective. Planning becomes impossible without the clear, specific and precise objective. If you don't know your objective clearly, even in your life also, if you don't know the objective of your life or what is to be done in your life, if you don't know that, at that time you cannot become successful in your life. In the business organization also, if you want to become successful entrepreneur, at that time you must know what is your objective or what is to be done in your business organization. Hence, the process of planning is object oriented. Here you can say that the process of the planning is based on the objective. It is a tool to achieve certain objective. Its way leads only to the fixed objective. There is no place for opportunism. Here you cannot take decisions on the assumption. You cannot say wherever the situation arises, we can take decisions on that situation. We can take decisions according to the situations. This will not happen in the planning. If you want to be a successful in a business organization, each and every point of the time, you have to keep in your mind the objective of the business organization. So planning must be done as per the objective which will be framed in the earlier in the business organization. The seventh point is complete consideration essential. Complete consideration. Essential. Wherever you are doing planning, at that time, each and every employee, each and every activity, and each and everything will be taken into consideration while you are doing planning. For example, if you left out any activity, or if you are not assigning any task to the single employee, it will create bad effects on the production system of your business organization. So, here, planning thinks about the future in the present time. Planning means thinking about the future activities activities which will be carried out in the future. It will think in the future. Sorry, it will think in the present time. And effort is made in planning to consider as to what would happen in the future. To make clear this point, Henry Fayol had used the French word prévoyance. Henry Fayol says this as a prévoyance. What is the meaning of the prévoyance? Prévoyance means whatever the things or whatever the activities will be carried out in the future, these all the activities will be taken into consideration in the present time. If you are not taken into consideration the activities which will be carried out in the future, at that time wherever the situation arises or the haphazard situations will be arises in the future, at that time you cannot recover from that situations. So it is advisable for you to take each and every situation, each and every activity into consideration in the present times for the planning of the future. Prévoyance meaning of it is future assessing besides planning also. In his words, to assess the future and to make provision for it. First of all, you have to assess the future. What will be the situation in the future? What is the changes may occur in the future? And what is the pros and cons in your business organization which will depend on the future. તમારા બિઝનેસ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનમાં ભવિષ્યની અંદર કેવા જે છે સારા અને ખરાબ તમારું જે છે સ્થિતિનું હોઈ શકે. These all things will be taken into consideration and to make provision for it. Once you see the any haphazard or any risk in the future. In the present times, if you see this type of risk could be arise in the future, at that time you can take preventive measures, preventive steps for that particular risk. For example, if you know in the future tax policy of the government could be changed, so you can take preventive measures for that particular things. So wherever you are doing planning, complete consideration is essential for each and every activity of your business organization. The eighth is future observation. As we already know, planning is made for the future. If you don't observe the future, at that time your planning could not be complete. So here the eighth point is future consideration. So future observation. According to Henry Fayol, management itself is a future observation. According to Fayol, management itself is a future observation. Planning means or the management is to see what will happen in the future. The observation of the future, it is called the management according to the Henry Fayol. In planning, plans are made only after taking into consideration the future events. If you cannot see the future events clearly in your business organization, at that time you cannot make planning very effective. If you want to effective plan in your business organization, at that time you have to see the future event very clearly. What will happen in the future? It must be seen during the planning. Planning is related with future, which includes these presumptions. Presumption means purvadhara. Whenever you are doing planning, at that time you have to see each and every activity clearly. For example, if you want to plan in a business organization, you want to produce 1 lakh unit during the any time. For example, 1 lakh unit should be produced during the time. For example, the year is 2019-20. So, which type of the activities should be done in the business organization during the 2019-20. The all the activities, how much employees is required, which type of machinery should be required, how much time is needed. These all things will be taken into consideration while you are planning. If any one activity is left out, the one activity could be very risky for your business organization. So the next one is 9, acceptable by all. Acceptable by this is also one of the important things. In your business organization, mostly the higher level authorities will plan and the lower level or middle level authority do the real work of the plan. But if any higher level authorities plan and the middle level and lower level employees are not ready to accept the plan, at that time you will not become successful. So whatever the planning of the business organization is, those all the plannings will be acceptable by each and every employee, each and every department, each and every section. If any one department is also there, which department is not ready to accept the plan of your business organization, this also becomes very risky in your business organization. For example, in your business organization there are 4 departments: purchase department, production department, budget department and planning department. Planning department frame one plant. Production department has to produce goods according to the plan. For example, planning department plan to produce 1 lakh unit during the year, but the production department says we have capacity to produce only 70,000 unit during the year. 30,000 unit is more in the plan, and this plan will not acceptable by the production department. If this plan will not acceptable by the production department, at that time this will become very risky for your business organization to achieve the business organization goals. Planning of any given department of a unit cannot be different from the other departments. Each and every department must have same the objective. Different plan of planning are interdependent. Planning can be considered in terms of overall planning of an enterprise. Here this is planning should be done overall according to the business organization. You cannot make objective according to department. You cannot frame the department wise objective. If you cannot say the objective of production department is different and objective of purchase department is different. If these both the objectives of the both the departments are different, at that time this will become so very crucial for your business organization. So overall objective of the business organization must be set, and each and every section, each and every department, each and every head of the department and every employee of the business organization should accept the planning with all the objective which will framed by the higher level authorities. The 10th and the last characteristics of the planning is precise planning. Here, one question arises in your mind. How many of you ever tried to plan or tried to make a timetable for your study? There may be very students who ever try to make timetable in the business organization, and there are very few persons, there are very few students who really adopt the timetable or do the task according to the timetable. Why you are not doing the task according to your timetable? Because your timetable is not precise. Same in the business organization. If your planning is not precise in your business organization, at that time your planning does not have any importance. Here they have given that planning is neither a piece of imagination nor any impulsive thoughts. not an imagination. If you say that in any business organization you have to plan, planning should be done according to the logic, according to the reality of the business organization. You cannot just make imagination, and on the imagination you cannot plan your activities of the business organization. Its programs are specific, so are its objective. At every level of planning, more emphasis is laid on precision. It means in your business organization, if planning is happen, so in each and every department should be precisely or should be clear. Once your planning is not clear in the mind of the head of the department or in the head of the manager even, at that time this will not give you a fruitful result, or it will not give you result which you want. So your planning must be very precise in your business organization. The next one is objectives of the plan. On the page number 145 in your book, objectives of the plan. Each and every activity of the human being has some objective. If you are studying here, there is an objective behind it. If I am teaching here, there is an objective behind it. In the any activity of the human being cannot carried out without the objectives. For example, why you are studying? Because you want to get degree of the Bachelor of the Commerce. Because you want to get degree of the undergraduate. Why I am teaching here? Because I get some remuneration. This is my profession. That's why I am teaching here. If the objective from the activity will remove, then each and every activity of the business or each and every activity of the human being even becomes useless. For example, the university says you have to study 3 years. After 3 years, we will decide whether we gives you degree or not. 3 વર્ષ ભણો ત્યાર પછી તમને ડિગ્રી આપવી કે નહીં એ અમે ક્યારે વિચારશું. આવું યુનિવર્સિટી તમને કહી દે તો તમે ભણો. મને આ સંસ્થામાંથી અથવા મને કોઈ પણ જગ્યાએ એવું કહી દે કે you will not get return from your job, from your work. Am I working here? No. Each and every activity of the human being has some objectives. So planning has also some objectives. There is one saying in Gujarati. Gujarati में कहेवत है कि लाभ वगैरह लाभ ना बनाए. It means if there is no any profit or there is no any return of the activity of the business organization or the activity of the human beings, at that time no human or no person will do any activity. જો આપણે ફ્રી માં બધું મળી જતું હોય, આપણે લાઈફ એને જીવી લેતા હોય તો પછી કોઈ કામ કરવાની જરૂરત છે જ નહીં. એટલા માટે આપણે કોઈ પણ વસ્તુનું objective સમજવા જરૂરી છે. So let's see what are the objectives of the plan. So first of all, introduction of the objective of the planning. On the page number 145, before initiating any work, it is essential to know its objectives specifically and clearly. Before starting any work, you have to clear the objective of that particular things, but objective of that particular activity. The objective functions as a lighthouse. Objective affects the unit's policy, strategy, staff organization, leadership, control, etc. Objectives are like lighthouse. In any sea area, you see there is one lighthouse. આપણે અહીંયા દેવભૂમિ દ્વારકાની અંદર આપણે દ્વારકાના દરિયા કિનારે એક લાઇટ હાઉસ છે. લાઇટ હાઉસનું કામ શું હોય છે? તો કે એ જે દરિયાની અંદર જે માણસો હોય છે એમને કિનારો કઈ જગ્યાએ છે એની દિશા દે છે. So in the same manner, in the business organization, the objective will seen objective will show how you can get the overall objective of your business organization. To plan, there is also need some objective of your business organization. In the units policy, what are the policies of the business organization? Strategy, which strategy should be taken in the business organization? Staff organization, the recruitment, selection, and the all the other things related to the staff and the leadership control, etc. Each and every activity of the business organization has some objective. Without objective, you cannot do any activity in the business organization. So here again they have given that objectives are the component of the plan. It provides clarity as to where and how the managerial process will be carried out. To manage a unit without any objective is like driving a car without the knowledge as to where one should be go. For example, if you have a car and you are driving the car, but you don't know where should we go, at that time could you reach on the destination? તમારી પાસે કાર હોય અને કાર ચલાવતા હોય અને તમને ખબર જ ના હોય કે ક્યાં જાવ છો, તમે શું તમારા ડેસ્ટિનેશન ઉપર પહોંચી શકો? તો આન્સર is no. Because you don't know the objective, where is to go, where is to be reached, at that time you can never reach at the destination. So while you are doing planning, at that time objective should be clear in your mind. Once, that's why in the management, first of all objectives is to be framed. First of all, objective is to be framed in the management. After framing the objectives, all the other activities of the business organization will be carried out. For example, in the business organization, first of all, objective is to be framed. First of all, say for example, in any business organization, any business frame the objectives that business wants to achieve 1 crore rupee profit during the year. In any business organization, business tries to achieve 1 crore rupee profit from the business activity. So this becomes the objective. So all the other activities will be done according to this objective. Planning should be done according to the objective. Employee arrangement should be done according to the objective. Budget should be provided according to the objective. So each and every activity is based on the objective of your business organization. So your planning should be done according to the objective of your business organization. The second paragraph on the page number 146. In modern management, objective based management is considered as effective managerial approach. Only it is able to reveal the significance of the objective. The other components of the planning like policy, strategy, process, budget, rules, etc. get proper shape only due to the clarity of the objective. For example, in the business organization, if you are not clear about your objective, if you don't know how much amount of the profit is to be done, is to be achieved during the time period, at that time you have no idea how much production is to be done. If you don't know how much production is to be done, at that time how many employees are required in your business organization, this is also not clear. Once your employees arrangement are not clear in your mind, how much budget is to be prepared or how much budget is to be provided to the business organization, the all other functions are not clear if you are not clear about your objective. So before starting the management, first of all you have to create the objective. You have to frame objective according to your requirement. So on the page number 146, third paragraph, that is the objective determines stage. Where do we want to go? The first question is, while framing the objective is, where do we want to go? First of all, where you want to go, this will clear in the business organization process. The second is, what do we want to obtain? What is your aim or what is your objective or what you want to gain in your business organization? That is the second question. What is our goal? What is your objective? This is the third question in the framing of the objective. It is related with the future and is the important process of the planning. It is the very important for the planning to clear the objective of your business organization. If you don't know the objective of your business organization, for example, there may be there are number of students available in the market right now who don't know what is to be done after the graduation. Graduation પછી શું કરવું એ ઘણા બધા વિદ્યાર્થીઓને ખબર જ નથી. ફ્રેન્ડ કરે છે તો આપણે કરવું આવું દેશી ઘણા બધા વ્યક્તિના માઇન્ડમાં હોય છે. If you don't know the objective of your education, if you don't know the objective of your life, if you don't know the objective of any business organization, at that time the question may arise, what is to be planned? ખબર જ ના હોય કે ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ શું છે તો પ્લાન શું કરશું. So before planning you have to frame objective of your business organization. So characteristics of objective. હવે આપણે નહીં ખબર પડી કે objective frame કરવાનો છે. How one can frame the objective. So there is a answer how one can frame the objective or what are the components of the objective. So characteristics of objectives. Characteristics of objectives. There is first given following characteristics are objectives can be derived from the interpretation. The first is objectives should be predetermined. Objectives should be predetermined. It means if you are not frame the objective before the task is happened, at that time what is to be done it is not clear in the task. If you don't know what is to be done in the commerce before starting the commerce, at that time you are not predefined. દસમા પછી ઘણા બધા વ્યક્તિઓને જે છે ત્રણ ઓપ્શન મળેલા હોય આર્ટ્સ કોમર્સ સાયન્સ and any students does not know what is to be done in the commerce, what is the scope of science or what is the future of the arts. At that time they are not clear in the objective. So first of all they have it clear. And how one can be clear in the objectives? It should be predetermined. If you taken into consideration every point of the objective at that time, you can determine the objective of your business organization. The second is objectives should be in the written form. It is advisable in your life that your it is advisable in your life that your objectives should be in written form. In your life, if there is no written form of objective, there is not that much any problem arises. But in business organization, if all the objectives are not in the written form, at that time there is no person who can see the objectives and one cannot see the objective. At that time they don't know the objective. So it is advisable to business organization that each and every objective of the business organization should be in the written form. The next thing is third, objectives should be as per the capacity of the organization and bit difficult to obtain. This is also one of the important tasks. This is also one of the important characteristics of the business organization. For example, if you frame objective which is not possible to achieve, is this right? Or if you take any objective which is very easy to achieve. For example, if there is one student who have secured 60% marks in the previous exam, and if he tries to plan or tries to object to get 70% marks in any examination, this is the right or achievable objective. But if this student plan to achieve only 62% in the next examination, is this right? Or on the other hand, this student tries to achieve 92% marks in the next examination, both the objectives are useless. If any any person who is want to achieve their business objective, the objective should be achievable and bit difficult. 60% પર વ્યક્તિને મળેલા હોય અને જે માત્ર 62% એવું કહે કે મને બીજી એક્ઝામમાં 62% આવે તો આ જે છે એ બહુ ઈઝી ટાસ્ક થઈ જાય because he already get 60% in the current exam. If you want to achieve more result in your business in the next exam, it should be 70%. So હવે એ જ વ્યક્તિએ 60 ના બદલે 92% આ 60 આવ્યો આ વખતે 92% આવશે. This is also just a dream. He can never get easily 92% directly from the 60%. So these all things kept in your mind while framing the objective in your business organization. Your objective should be bit difficult to obtain. The objective should be realistic but challenging. This objective is realistic. 60% marks out of the 70% marks is to be achieved. Once any person is getting 60% marks, it is achievable. But if you want to achieve 92% marks in the next examination, it is just next to impossible. The objective should be realistic in relation to the internal capacity of the organization. If any business organization has capacity to achieve 1 crore rupees, his internal capacity to achieve 1 crore rupee profit during the year, and this organization motivate themselves very high level and he want to achieve 10 crore rupees. Is it possible to achieve 10 crore rupees during the year? This is also next to impossible to achieve the 10 crore rupees if the internal capacity of the business organization is to achieve only 1 crore rupees. So these all things is kept in your mind while you are framing the objectives of your business organization. The fourth is the objective should be presented in the manner which can be measured. For example, how much profit in a year is the objective of profitability of the business organization. Yet one more thing is your objective should be measured. Your objective should be measurable. For example, in any company, just to say we want to achieve more profit than the previous. If any students just to say that I want to achieve something more than the previous exam, these are all objectives are useless. For example, if any company earn 1 crore rupee during the year and he frame the objective for the next term is the company want to achieve more profit than the previous. This is not the measurable. Wherever you framing any objective, it should be in the numerical. It should be measurable. Once you framing your objective in the data, in the numerical data, at that time it will be measurable. So your objective should be in the numerical form. The next one is objective should be prepared in sequential order, like main objective, section wise objective, subsection wise objective, function objective, etc. In your business organization, we know the objective of the employees and the objective of the business organization both are in the different direction. The objective of any business organization is to achieve maximum profit from the selling activity, and the objective of any employee is to get maximum remuneration from the business. These both the objectives are in the different. So while you are framing the objective should be in the sequential order, in the numerical order. First of all, main objective is to be kept. After that, section wise. Once section wise objectives are to be framed, then subsection wise, if there is any subsection is in your business organization. After that, function wise objective. For example, in your business organization, first of all, main objective is to be framed. 1 crore rupees is to be achieved. 1 crore rupees is to be earned during the year. This is the main objective. After that, section wise objective is to be framed. Purchase department, selling department, budget department, production department, these all section wise objective maybe. And then after that, subsection wise objective is to be framed, and then function wise objective is to be framed in your business organization. Then a structure of objective can also be created. They should be interconnected and supplementing each other. In your business organization, structure of the objective is also be created. That means the planning of your objective. Here they say that to plan you have to objective, to framing of the objective you have to plan. मतलब એવું થયું કે તમારે જે છે કોમર્સ રાખવું બરાબર, તો કોમર્સ રાખવા માટે તમારે પ્લાનિંગ કરવું છે, પણ કોમર્સ રાખવું છે એ પ્રોસેસ માટે પણ તમારે પ્લાનિંગ કરવી જોશે. So to plan you have to frame objective. Framing of the objective you have to plan how to frame the objective. This is the structure of your business objective. The next thing is mostly different types of objectives are there of a businessman. If there is a need or if there is a requirement to frame different objectives or different types of objective in your business organization, it must be framed in your business organization. And the last point is we can indicate objective in short term, medium term and long term also. In your business organization there may be type of business objective also. This could be a short term objective, 1 crore rupees during the any time period. This could be a short term objective. Any medium term objective or long term objective could be framed in your business organization. So these are the characteristics of planning. After that we have seen the objective, and in that we have seen the characteristics of the objectives. In our next video we are going to see the benefits of the objectives, and then we will go further in our next video. Thank you.